Everybody says, why isn't it happening faster? It just takes a while for it all to work through the system, especially with the amount of stimulus and other things that went on.
Bank of America CEO Brian Moynihan, of course, speaking to us exclusively. Jobs data, non-farm payrolls dropping later today. There is great interest in the markets, of course, always around this data print, but the expectations are building because the risks are that you're starting to see a softening labour market. We had a survey out yesterday, the Challenger survey, showing a big pickup in terms of the number of job cuts announced at the federal level, of course. We've seen Doge doing their work, but also in tech and retail. So the non-farm payrolls print today, with a focus, of course, on the earnings story as well when it comes to your questions about inflation, because there is a risk, for some at least, that you have a scenario where the US edges into stagflationary territory. We are not there yet, but that is a risk that some in the markets are weighing up. In terms of the jobs data top line, you're expecting a print of 160,000. That is the expectation for the month of February. That's above the previous month of 143,000. The unemployment rate expected to stay at 4%. Again, for me, the interest is going to be, when it comes to how you think about inflation, the average hourly earnings month on month expected to drop to 0.3% from 0.5%. That is the preview then of the jobs data as we lead up to that later today. We'll have full coverage. Let's flip the board and have a look at how is happening when it comes to the euro. What a week for the single currency. In fact, putting its best weekly performance in. The sixth best weekly performance since the euro's inception. Gains of 4% on expectation, of course, of additional defence spending, hundreds of billions of euros in defence spending, primarily from Germany. What that means for the ECB, they cut yesterday, yes, but we now also know from officials that they are finally split on what to do in April. The market's been fading expectations around additional ECB cuts. So the spending impulse and fewer cuts from the ECB has strengthened the euro. Hedge funds are piling into positions around 110, some even called for 120 around the single currency. Let's briefly flip on and have a look at the divergence when it comes to the China tech story as well, because we are having to rewrite so many narratives right now. And one of them is US